Hey, buddy, someone has just broken your trust, told lies about you, or taken credit for all the effort you've put in. It makes you want to shout, to confront them head on, to show them exactly who they're messing with. But what if I told you that the most effective way to respond isn't always loud or aggressive? What if your silence could speak louder than words and bring justice in a way that's more powerful than any angry reply? There's an old saying that the universe has a way of balancing things out. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that sometimes the bravest move is to step back and let life handle the consequences. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This isn't about being passive or weak. It's about recognizing that many battles are won not through fighting, but by allowing natural justice to take its course. Here's a brain teaser. A fool is often loud and brash, while the wise tend to stay quiet most of the time. Think back to the last time someone wronged you, maybe a coworker who stabbed you in the back, a friend who betrayed your trust, or someone who tried to make you look bad in front of others. Your first instinct probably was to defend yourself, clear your name, and make sure everyone knew the truth. But here's what I've learned from studying Stoic philosophy and watching life unfold. Sometimes the universe is already plotting its own comeback. When we constantly feel like we need to defend ourselves, prove our worth, or seek revenge, we're actually giving away our power. We let others control our feelings, our actions, and our peace of mind. The Stoics taught that real strength is internal, knowing your value no matter what anyone else says or does. There's something almost magical that happens when you choose silence instead of reaction. When you don't jump to defend yourself or strike back immediately, you create space for truth to naturally come to light. In doing so, you give people room to reveal who they really are without your interference. You allow karma to work its magic and set things right. I'm not suggesting you become a doormat or allow people to disrespect you. No, this is about smart, strategic silence coming from a deep confidence and trust in the natural order of things. Think of it this way. Some folks will dig their own grave if you just stand back and let them. The ancient Stoics faced their own share of persecution, exile, and even death, yet they kept their composure and dignity. They understood that reacting to every slight or injustice would only tarnish their character. Instead, they focused on what they could control: their responses, their thoughts, their actions. Today, I want to highlight 9 specific moments when your silence can speak more powerfully than any words ever could. Master these 9 strategic silences, and you'll see something remarkable. People will respect you more. Your reputation will strengthen, and justice will find its way to you without you having to chase it down. But before we jump into those 9 moments, I've got a favor to ask. Comment below, "I choose silence as my strength and let karma speak my truth." Hit like on this video, share your thoughts, send it to someone who needs this energy, and subscribe so we grow stronger together. Now let's get started. Number 1. When someone tries to provoke you into an argument. Have you ever noticed how some folks seem to have a knack for pushing your buttons? They know exactly what to say to make you lose your temper, to get you fired up, or to take the bait and fight. This is the perfect time to embrace the power of silence. Epictetus, who was born a slave but became a famous Stoic philosopher, taught that no one can hurt you without your permission. When someone pushes your buttons, they're basically asking for your consent to mess with your peace. Your silence is your way of saying, "You don't get that power over me." Think about what happens if you take the bait. You get drawn into their drama, say things you might regret, and suddenly you're operating at their level. But here's the beauty of staying silent. It forces them to show their true colors while you hold on to your dignity. They'll come off looking like the aggressor, the one losing control. When you refuse to respond to provocation, you're taking away their ammunition. They can't use your angry words later as justification. You become untouchable, built solid, and unshakable, making it nearly impossible for anyone to shake you. The early Stoics knew that arguing with someone who's trying to bait you is like wrestling with a pig. You both end up dirty, but the pig enjoys it. Your silence acts as a mirror, reflecting their bad behavior back at them. Most of the time, they'll either escalate and reveal their true nature or back off because they didn't get the reaction they wanted. And here's where it gets even more interesting. If you keep refusing to be provoked, a shift happens. People begin to see you as someone who controls their emotions, someone who can't be manipulated. Your reputation for being calm and mature grows, while the one trying to stir trouble looks petty and immature. This doesn't make you a pushover, it makes you strategic. You pick your battles wisely, knowing that not every remark or insult deserves a response. Sometimes, doing nothing is the smartest move and watch karma do its work. People who constantly push others tend to become known for their bad behavior. They're avoided, ignored, or seen as untrustworthy. Meanwhile, those who stay composed under pressure build a reputation for strength, and that can be one of your best assets. Remember, when someone tries to provoke you, they're often battling their own inner chaos. Your silence is an act of compassion, offering yourself, and even them, a chance to reflect. You're refusing to contribute to their turmoil, which might be exactly what they need to realize their own issues. Say it loud. I am unshakable in my silence. Number 2. When someone steals credit for your ideas or hard work. There's nothing quite like the sting of seeing someone else get praised for your late nights, your efforts, your clever ideas. It fires you up, doesn't it? But here's where the ancient Stoics drop some wisdom. Sometimes silence is your loudest statement. Seneca, one of Rome's greatest Stoics, said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." When someone takes credit for your work, they're setting themselves up for a downfall they haven't even realized yet. The truth has a way of coming out, and when it does, your silence will speak volumes louder than any protest could. It's natural to want to yell, "That's my idea. Trust me, I get it." But I've seen time and time again that defending yourself immediately can make you look defensive or insecure. Instead, stay quiet and let your character do the talking. When you're silent, the person who stole your credit either exposes themselves or digs a deeper hole by lying or embellishing their story. Meanwhile, your continued good work acts as proof of your true value. Over time, people start to notice the pattern. You create quality work and someone else tries to take the spotlight. But their brilliance often fades when their deception is revealed. People who steal credit rarely can sustain their lie for long. They stumble when asked to explain their ideas or produce similar results. Their cover-up eventually unravels, and your silence just lets their cracks show. Meanwhile, your reputation for consistent excellence grows stronger, and those who steal from you, they end up looking untrustworthy, unreliable, and unoriginal. Most importantly, your silence shifts the motivation inward. Instead of seeking external praise, you find fuel within. The Stoics believe that true satisfaction comes from doing what's right because it's right, not because anyone applauds you. When you focus on integrity, you become unstoppable. When the truth finally comes out, it'll be your quiet consistency that people remember. They'll see that you never needed to roar or shout, you just kept working, kept producing, and stayed true to yourself. That kind of patience is worth more than a fleeting moment of applause. Number 3. When someone spreads false rumors about you. That's a tough one, isn't it? It feels like they're attacking your very identity, undermining your reputation with lies. Naturally, you want to set the record straight to defend your honor. But Stoic wisdom suggests a different approach. Sometimes, the best response to lies is to live so honestly and openly that the falsehoods become obvious. Your actions speak louder than their false words. Marcus Aurelius faced this all the time. As emperor, he was subjected to rumors, political smears, and outright lies. Yet he wrote that avoiding trouble means not paying attention to what others say or do. He understood that if you spend all your energy defending against false accusations, you'll drain yourself and lose your effectiveness. When you're falsely accused, your instinct might be to flood everyone with explanations. But often that backfires. It makes you look defensive or as if you're overreacting. Sometimes the best thing is to simply stay silent. Your silence signals, I am confident in who I am and I don't need to prove it. The truth tends to surface, and those who know you well will dismiss the rumors because they know the real story. Those unfamiliar will judge based on your actual conduct, not gossip. And the person spreading rumors, they start to look petty and vindictive, especially when they see that you're not fighting back. Lies require a lot of energy to maintain the need to be remembered, repeated, and defended. Meanwhile, the truth stands on its own, effortless and unshaken. Your silence forces them to keep all that work up while you just keep doing your thing. Over time, liars often trip over their own stories. They contradict themselves, slip up, or get caught spreading misinformation elsewhere. Your reputation, built on consistency and integrity, grows stronger because of your refusal to engage in their drama. The deeper truth is that not reacting to falsehoods demonstrates inner strength. It shows you're secure in yourself, more interested in doing real good than in defending yourself constantly. People see that and respect it. Sometimes, you need to speak up if the lies are damaging your career or relationships, but often, letting your actions and good character speak for itself is enough. People who refuse to acknowledge their mistakes and keep spreading falsehoods reveal more about themselves than they realize. Your silence is a shield. It preserves your energy and dignity, and it lets karma do its job. Eventually, liars get caught or expose themselves, and your calm, consistent approach becomes your greatest asset. Number 4. When someone you trusted betrays you. That cuts deep, way deeper than most other hurts. When someone you thought was a friend, a partner, or a family member breaks that trust, it challenges the very foundation of your faith in people. Naturally, you want to confront, to demand explanations, or to make them feel guilty for what they've done. But Stoic wisdom suggests otherwise. Sometimes, the most powerful response is silent dignity. Epictetus, who knew betrayal from his early days as a slave, taught that what really matters is not what happens, but how you respond. When someone betrays you, it's their character on display, not yours. Your response in that moment shapes who you choose to be. It's extraordinarily tempting to lash out at the pain, to seek revenge, or to make sure they pay. Yet, I've learned that silence can be the strongest choice. People who betray rarely respond with genuine remorse. More often, they become defensive, make excuses, or spin the story to make you look like the villain. Your silence denies them that satisfaction. It forces them to confront their actions without distraction. It leaves them alone with their conscience, which is often far more powerful than words. Betrayal is fundamentally about personal prioritization, choosing their own interests over your relationship. When you see it that way, their actions are about them, not you. Your silence says, I see who you really are, and shields your own energy. The karmic payoff. Betrayers tend to become isolated, as their broken trust makes it difficult for others to rely on them. When they try to mend their reputation, they can't, because their pattern comes to light. Meanwhile, your calm, unwavering integrity draws respect and quiet strength. In the end, silence in betrayal is a form of wisdom. It's not about giving up or accepting defeat, but about choosing the higher ground. It preserves your dignity, protects your peace, and subtly exposes who they really are. Number 5. When someone tries to embarrass you in front of others. Picture this. You're in a meeting, a social event, or just hanging with friends, and someone deliberately tries to make you look small publicly. Perhaps they bring up a past mistake or crack a joke at your expense. Everyone's watching, waiting for a reaction. Your initial instinct might be to defend yourself, to fight back, or to prove your worth. That's natural, but Stoic philosophy teaches us a different way. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When someone attempts to humiliate you, they're revealing their own insecurity and low character. Your silence becomes a powerful statement. Instead of engaging in their game, you stay calm. Maybe you offer a simple smile or just say, I see. That subtle response shifts the power dynamics. The audience isn't witnessing a person who's been defeated, they see someone who's unshakable. When you remain silent in the face of public disrespect, it forces others to observe what's really happening. They see someone attacking and someone standing tall. The contrast often makes the attacker look petty or desperate. This kind of composure is a leadership trait that earns respect. It shows emotional intelligence and self-control. The more someone tries to embarrass you, the more they reveal their own weakness. Your silence illustrates strength and grace under pressure, which is far more impressive than any snarky reply. Most importantly, silence in these moments prevents the attacker from gaining what they want, a reaction. It's almost like giving a gift. Here's my calm, my dignity, and my strength. Take it or leave it. The karma. Those who try to shame others publicly often lose respect, reputation, and social standing, while you elevate yourself as someone who maintains integrity. Deep down, their motive is often rooted in envy, insecurity, or a need for control. When you don't play along, you shine a light on their shortcomings without even trying. Ultimately, your silence disarms negativity and showcases true leadership. Number 6. When someone refuses to admit their mistake. We've all been there. Someone messes up, and instead of owning it, they dig in their heels. They deny, blame others, or even switch the blame around to make you look wrong. It gets frustrating, doesn't it? Yet, Stoic wisdom suggests a different approach. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply let them live with their denial. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, pointed out that a person's true value is measured by what they truly care about. Someone who refuses to admit their mistake is revealing what they prioritize: ego, pride, or reputation more than honesty. The hardest part, that feeling of injustice. You know what happened, but they won't accept it. You keep replaying the scenario, trying to craft the perfect argument to make them see reason. But I've seen that people who lie or deny usually act from fear or pride, not rational thought. By remaining silent, you deny them that distraction. You let them sit with their choice, their own denial, without feeding it further. Over time, they may start second-guessing and eventually make some corrections, even if they don't confess outright. Sometimes, you see them subtly change their behavior, knowing what really happened deep down. Their pattern of denial becomes obvious to everyone around them. Meanwhile, your silence shows maturity and confidence. It signals, I trust in my truth, and I don't need to argue to prove it. That inner strength attracts respect and trust. What's truly powerful is that silence ties their hands. Without a fight, you remove their chance to distract or justify. Their reputation starts to suffer as others notice they're unreliable or defensive. Remember, sometimes the best response is simply to stop chasing validation or explanations. Your quiet dignity is a form of justifying. I know what's right, and I don't need your approval. That silent confidence makes a statement stronger than any words. Number 7. When someone keeps criticizing you. Some people just love to find fault. No matter what you do, your success, your effort, your intentions, they focus on what's wrong. It's draining. You almost want to shout, stop. But again, Stoic wisdom offers a better way. Marcus Aurelius said, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking. External criticism only stings if you let it. Often, critics are trying to inflate their own ego or vent unresolved frustrations. The key is not to feed their expectations. When they criticize instead of reacting, maintain your calm. Know that their words are about them, not you. Your silence is a shield and a statement. You're saying, I don't need your approval to know who I am. When you refuse to get caught up in endless explanations or justifications, you break the cycle. Over time, critics lose interest because they can't manipulate your mood. Your steady calm and self-assurance stand in contrast to their negativity. People naturally notice the difference. They see someone who can take feedback gracefully but also knows when to disengage. Your inner peace becomes your greatest asset, more powerful than any retort. Most importantly, your silence reveals that you value your own judgment most of all. It attracts companionship from those who support genuine growth and self-awareness, not constant negativity. and it saves energy that would otherwise be wasted on pointless battles. Number 8. When someone uses guilt or emotional blackmail to control you, this is a sneaky trap. Maybe a family member, friend, or partner tries to make you feel guilty for having boundaries, for prioritizing yourself, or for not meeting their every whim. You feel the urge to justify, to explain, to prove that you care. But Stoic truth teaches us something profound. Sometimes, the strongest act is to refuse to participate in their game. Epictetus pointed out that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. When someone manipulates you through guilt, they're asking for your compliance, your emotional agreement. Your silence says clearly, I don't give you that consent. It's your way of saying, I'm choosing not to be controlled. Emotional blackmail sounds loving or concerned, but it's actually a form of control. It twists your compassion, making you feel like you're the bad person for standing your ground. Your silence in these moments isn't cruel. It's wise and self-preserving. It denies the manipulator what they seek: control over your decisions and feelings. Over time, they'll see that their tactics no longer work. They'll push away the people they're trying to control because they're draining relationships with guilt trips. Your silence preserves your own mental health and the genuine connection you have with others. It also prompts them to reflect on their behavior, maybe even seek healthier ways to communicate. Often, early childhood environments teach these manipulators to use guilt as a survival tool. Your calm refusal might give them a chance to recognize healthier patterns. Responding with quiet strength isn't about being cold or unkind. It's about respecting yourself and others enough to set boundaries. It's about demonstrating that you care deeply, but not at the expense of your integrity. Number 9. When someone drags you into their endless drama. They thrive on conflict, always caught up in crises, looking for someone to validate their anger or join their war against some new enemy. Your instinct might be to listen, offer advice, or try to solve their problems. But Stoic wisdom reminds us that sometimes the best thing you can do is not become part of their chaos at all. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" When someone pulls you into their drama, they're asking you to share their negative feelings: anger, frustration, injustice. Your silence is a quiet boundary. It says, I care about you, but I won't join your emotional storm. Drama addicts rarely run out of conflicts; they feed on them. Engaging with their chaos drains your energy and pulls you away from your own peace. Refusing to get involved helps them see that their pattern isn't working on you, and maybe, just maybe, they'll start to look inward instead of outward. Your silence in these situations isn't neglect. It's an act of respect for your mental health and theirs. It's a gift, giving them space to reflect and find their own solutions. Their energy might eventually shift away from the endless cycle, especially if they see you don't buy into the drama. The karma. They often lose friends, become emotionally exhausted, and develop a reputation for being high maintenance or unstable. Meanwhile, your ability to stay calm under fire attracts respect and admiration. Deep down, these drama seekers are often masking their own emptiness or loneliness. Your silence can be their wake-up call, a gentle nudge to confront their inner void rather than escape into constant chaos. So, as we wrap up, remember this. The power of silence is a gift that reflects true strength. It's about choosing your battles, trusting that the universe balances itself, and knowing that sometimes doing nothing is the best move of all. When you master these moments, people will come to respect you more, your reputation for integrity will grow, and your inner peace will become unshakable. Let this be your guiding principle. Your silence speaks volumes, even when your words cannot. And in that quiet, you find your greatest power.